Here now, Texas Republican Congressman Kevin Brady. Congressman Brady, welcome back to Freedom Watch.
Judge, thanks for having me.
What are the chances that you can get this through the House of Representatives and eventually through the Senate? I mean, the president and the Democrats have a lot of friends in the federal bureaucracy. You will basically make it the law of the land that 10% of them have to go.
Well, Judge, this ought to be a no-brainer, and here's why. As you know, you've been raising the alarm. These deficits in America are just dangerous and getting worse. You know, this is a down payment on this. We're going to have to go deeper to get back to a balanced budget. But what Senator Tom Coburn and I did was take the recommendations of the president's own deficit reduction committee from the White House, along with support from senators and Republicans on both sides of the aisle, put them in one package. It's about $150 billion. My thought is, this is a test case to find out if Congress is really serious about getting our financial house in order and shrinking the size of our federal workforce, which is bloated. It's huge, and America can't compete as long as we're dragging it around. Is a pretty good place to start.
Congressman Brady, is the Republican leadership in the House serious enough about wanting to cut spending that they will say to the president and to Treasury Secretary Geithner, no, we're not raising the debt ceiling. You can't borrow any more money. Your job is to live within your means. This is the line, and you shall not pass it.
Our Republican leadership is absolutely committed. I know they are. What they do see, though, is we are so deep in debt as a nation that we're going to have to cut every day. I mean, we have the bill that keeps the government running. You're going to see major cuts. See the budget coming along from Congressman Paul Ryan, more major cuts. The debt ceiling, not only cuts, but limits on the growth, cutting up the credit cards. And every week, every day, we're going to be taking out those agencies that don't deserve our dollars, the ones that duplicate each other, that are obsolete, frankly, that we can't afford anymore. So we see spending as literally a weekly job of the U.S. House, and we're going to keep that pressure up.
Do you think that the Republican leadership in the House will give the president his increase in debt ceiling if he promises to spend less? Because I'll tell you, I wouldn't trust those promises. We've heard them before. Only the legal inability to borrow will force the government to spend within its means.
Actually, I think there's not just spending cuts that have to happen, because those can be reversed, as you know, but structural limits on how the government spends and what the debt goes into in the future, I think are going to be critical on the House side. Bottom line is, unless we cut up the credit cards, you're not going to see us increasing the debt limit. You can't do it.
Senator Rand Paul, a Republican of Kentucky, yesterday proposed a $500 billion cut to the president's budget. Does that fly in the House?
I haven't seen the whole list of cuts because we were trying to get out on that snowstorm yesterday. But you're going to have to see, for us to get back to a balanced budget or anywhere to get our debt under control, we're going to have to see major cuts, major amounts. And so I think it'll be favorable. Again, I don't know how deep he went into defense and which areas of that. But my thought is we can't have any sacred cows. Every agency wastes money, and we can't afford it anymore.
Including the Defense Department.
Yeah, in fact, our Cuts Act requires the military to become 15% more efficient in everything they buy. As you know, cost overruns, budget overruns, purchases that turn out to be fraudulent. We can't afford that in the military or anywhere else.
Congressman Brady, thank you for joining us.